I'm so excited you're here because the message you're offering is the message of self-empowerment.
The new science is now revealing what it means, perhaps for the first time, to be truly human. And once we understand the extraordinary potential inside of every cell in the systems of our bodies, we find is there's much less need, much less urgency to bring the external technology into our bodies because we are the technology, literally.
In the biology belief, I do talk about the nature of the membrane as an information processor.
Yeah.
And you've taken that information and then added all the understanding of current AI, current computer technology and all that to emphasize that. And that's why this book is so very important.
If we don't change our trajectory, if we keep on with the policies that are already being written, the laws that are already being enacted, that we most probably are the last generation of what are called pure humans. You and I have written books and we talk to each other about this all the time. I did something a little different with this book than what I would typically do. I actually took 7 months off of our travel schedule, with the exception of commitments that were already made, to write the book. Typically, books are written on airplanes, in airports, in hotels. But I felt like what I was saying in this warranted the time to find the words to really honor myself, because I didn't hold anything back in what I was writing, and to honor my community, to honor my global family. Yes. What this is all about. This book is a celebration of our humanness in a time when humanity is being denigrated in the public classrooms and in the textbooks. We're teaching our young people that they are a flawed form of life by virtue of their very existence, and because they're flawed, they need something outside of themselves to be the best version of themselves, and to compete in the world, they need a savior, and that savior is being touted as technology. And I know that's no secret to anybody watching this. We are being indoctrinated, we are being mandated, we are being enticed to replace our natural biology with synthetics. AI, artificial intelligence, computer chips in the brain, chemicals in the blood, RFID chips in the body, sensors under the skin. And the vision, what the best minds of our time are telling us, is if we don't change our trajectory, if we keep on with the policies that are already being written, the laws that are already being enacted, that we most probably are the last generation of what are called pure humans, that this world, maybe the universe, if we don't live anywhere else, will ever know, because within 5 years, by the year 2030, when you speak to someone in the street, you will be speaking to a hybrid, a human-machine hybrid to some degree, who has given away, relinquished some of their biology in favor of the synthetics. In this book, I want to bring that to our readers' attention, to our community, the fact that these things are happening, number one, but there are two themes in the book, two parallel themes. Not only are we being encouraged to give away our biology, but the new science is now revealing what it means, perhaps for the first time, to be truly human. And once we understand the extraordinary potential inside of every cell in the systems of our bodies, we find is there's much less need, much less urgency to bring the external technology into our bodies because we are the technology, literally. 50 trillion cells in the body, every one of those cells, 0.07 volts of electrical potential. You do the math, 50 trillion times 0.07, but 3.5 trillion volts of electrical potential in the body. Every cell has the equivalent of transistors, resistors, capacitors. We emit photons of light. We receive photons of light. Light is information. Information is being downloaded into our bodies constantly. The DNA in our cells has a record of every successful genetic transaction that has been received by our species. That record is transparent. It is immutable, it is secure, and if those words sound familiar, it's because the blockchain technology that's revolutionizing our world of information and finance mimics the way information is already stored in the bodies, and it goes on and on and on. So the point is that we are these extraordinary potentials. We are a highly advanced, technologically sophisticated, soft technology. We're not the primitive technology of silicon and computer chips. We're more than that. we're neurons, cell membranes, ion potentials moving across cell walls, and we self-regulate through the epigenetic triggers: thought, feeling, emotion, belief, breath, focus, nutrition, and movement. And that's it. And what's interesting is that is the core of our most ancient and cherished spiritual traditions. They may not have known the science. They sure knew how to take those principles, embody them in our lives so that we can be the best version of ourselves. We literally are that technology. So the book is a celebration to bring that awareness so that when we're encouraged to give away our own biology, we have reasons not to do it. We have reasons to preserve and protect. And hopefully my goal in writing this book was not only have the reader come away with a deeper appreciation for what it means to be human, but Bruce, I want to take it even one step deeper than that. I want our readers, I want our global family to feel a sense of pride for what it means to be human. Because once we lose our humanness, it's gone forever. We'll never get it back. And I think we're worth preserving. So I want to thank you for the opportunity to talk about this. And I haven't read it yet. I haven't read it since I wrote it. I'm looking forward to reading this on the plane.
I'm so excited you're here because the message you're offering is the message of self-empowerment that also I've been trying to get people to understand for a long time. And while we have this wonderful virtual reality suit with powers we haven't even touched yet, giving away ourselves without even knowing who we are is a little foolish at this time, isn't it?
It is. Can I give an example? Just a quick example.
Yeah.
Couple of examples. I won't give them all away, but when I'm with young people in our audiences, and sometimes they come alone, sometimes they come with their families, and these wonderful young people are indoctrinated to worship the computer chip and to worship AI. It's like the ultimate in everything. And what they're surprised to find, studies were done. Stanford University did a series of studies. First, they compared a human neuron to computer chip. Now, computer chips, are they fast? Absolutely. Are they efficient? Absolutely. But here's the thing. They are limited by the stuff they're made of. They can never process information faster than that data can move between the atoms that make silicon what it is, silicon. So they're fast, efficient, but their scalability is finite. Now, look at a human neuron. Here's what they find. Every time a neuron is pushed to the edge of the limit that has been accepted in the textbooks, we do what humans do. Those neurons, they're alive, they morph, and they adapt to open an entire new frontier, a new vista of capabilities, and they do it again and again and again. So are we fast? We are fast. Are we scalable? What is our scalability? Scientists believe it's infinite. We keep morphing and adapting. Now, the second part of the study, fascinating to me, they compared a human brain to a microprocessor. And this is interesting. The equivalent was, they said, the number of synapses in the brain they compared to the transistors on the microprocessor. Interestingly, the human brain right now has about the same number of synapses that we find on our most advanced microprocessors. So they compared these, and what they found was that the human brain is 100-fold more efficient than the microprocessor in the way it processes information. The fastest computer, 1 gigahertz, is 1 billion cycles per second, 1 billion instructions per second. Fastest computers are about 6 gigahertz, multi-core computers. The human brain was 10 to the 11th billion in instructions per second, so making us 100-fold more efficient. And that is only beginning to understand what this means. I mean, engineers are striving to replicate in the laboratory what it is that we do in our bodies, and they're not even close. Not even close. And it goes on and on from there.
Well, I just want to acknowledge, in the biology belief, I do talk about the nature of the membrane as an information processor.
Yeah.
And you've taken that information and then added all the understanding of current AI, current computer technology and all that to emphasize that. And that's why this book is so very important, because it expands our knowledge of how powerful we are as creators. And this is what people lack because they've been programmed to be victims.
Yeah.
And until they understand who they are as pure humans, which are more powerful than anything humans have ever created, then we're going to never really acknowledge who we are. And this book is important because in a time of chaos, it's time to find out who we really are.
Well, that is absolutely true. We had some strong encouragement not to publish some of the things that are in this book because of the organizations that are creating the policies that want to deny our divinity, our human power.
Yes.
The key to human divinity, and this I'll wrap with this because I think this is really important. When we think about divinity, we often link that with religion because they're schools of divinity. But the definition of divinity simply is the ability to transcend perceived limitations. Transcend becomes more than those limitations. Perceived are the programs you talk about. They're not even real limitations. They're the limitations we've been programmed to accept for ourselves. So when we live our divinity, this is where our power comes from on earth. It's what frees us from fear. It's what allows us to love fearlessly and to experience empathy and sympathy and compassion, imagination and creativity, all of the human aspects that are being stifled right now through technology, through AI, through the social media algorithms and things like that. So this book is a celebration of our divinity as well. I hesitate a little bit because the last part of the book, I'll just say this, also identifies the programming, the indoctrination that we are all being exposed to. We're all casualties of this indoctrination. It identifies specific methodologies of how that indoctrination is being used so that we can recognize it, and then it gives a remedy for what to do to break free. The title of the chapter is called Breaking the God Spell of Technology, and it literally is akin to a cult deprogramming, because we have all been programmed without even thinking about it to accept so many things that are simply not true, that disempower us, that separate us, that create the wedge that divides families and divides communities and society. Perhaps most important, it divides us from ourselves. It keeps us in fear so that we can't even accept our own power. So this is why I'm saying it is a celebration of our humanness, and I feel very blessed to have been able to write this, to complete it. My publisher did a 180 and is now supporting it 100%, and I feel very blessed for that. And blessed for you, my brother, for all the years that we've shared the stages together where we get to share this message. And now I've got a little more from the stage. When I say something, I can say, if you want to read more, it's in Pure Human.
Well, first of all, thank you. I'm honored that we have this great relationship for over 30 years. And I'm honored that you came on this program to talk to this audience. And I really want to emphasize to the audience, yes, we are in an evolutionary upheaval. Get a foot up, get higher, get more power. To get that, this book is super highly recommended. Why? It's personal empowerment. And it's empowerment that will get us through the chaos. And I want to thank Gregg for putting 7 months of his effort into putting down the words of how we collectively can we move into a future, a better future, and not experience this chaos, step outside, become the pure human, and live the life we were endowed for, a life of heaven on earth.
I love it when you talk that way, Brother Bruce. Thank you so much. God bless. Thank you, everyone, for all your love and support.
Thank you.